name is Basesekaza David from Merere Community Vocation Training Center. I want to talk about how this engine operates, how how we have how we have been doing this for you to see how the engine is running. So first of all, you need to have this battery. Uh, After having this battery, we have tried to connect this battery to. So we have this starter motor. When we connected these batteries, this starter motor has the pinion gears. So the pinion gears in the starter motor came and meshed with the flywheel. After meshing with the flywheel, so it's closed with this bare housing. You cannot see it. When it has meshed with the engine flywheel, so it cranked or it started running or driving the flywheel. So that's why you have been seeing, after the flywheel starts to run, we shall see this distributor. It will start distributing current, or we shall start these plugs, as you can see here. Let me disconnect and you see these are the plugs, sparking plugs. When you try to connect, these are the high tension cables which delivers current to these sparking plugs. So after cranking the engine, this distributor, it will distribute current to these sparking plugs, and after these sparking plugs receive the current, we shall start to see that the sparking plug will produce a strong spark which will ignite the mixture from this carburetor. So when you see this engine running, means after this distributor producing or sends or supply a strong current to these plugs, the plug will produce a strong spark that will ignite the mixture. Which mixture? The air fuel mixture or the air petrol mixture. It will ignite the mixture which is being produced or which is being mixed with this carburetor. So that's why you will see we have strokes in this engine. Have the intake stroke, compression, power and exhaust. How? So when these are the valves which I'm going to use. These valves have intake, have different valves, intake valve and exhaust. After the intake valve opens, we shall see that this mixture will enter into the engine cylinder. After this mixture entering, that is the intake stroke, we shall see compression stroke. We shall start seeing that the engine piston will start moving upwards to compress that entered mixture, the watch mixture, air or fuel mixture. After being compressed, that mixture being compressed, highly compressed, we shall see that we shall have this power stroke. Which power stroke? This sparking plug will receive current from this distributor through this high tension cable. So a sparking plug will receive current and produce a strong spark which will ignite the highly compressed mixture. So the spark will ignite that mixture where we shall see the power stroke. The power stroke, due to the pressure created after burning of that mixture, we shall see that the piston will be forced to move downwards due to that force of pressure created after burning or occurring. When that mixture is burnt, that pressure will force that, it's a crankshaft, which is where the piston are being mounted. That pressure will force the pistons to move downwards, like they will be running like this. I don't know, there's no way I can show it to you, but that's the way how it will be moving up and down, up and down. After that power stroke, we shall go to exhaust or exhaust stroke, where we shall see as I told you, these valves contain the intake valve and the exhaust valve. Shall be seeing that during exhaust valve, that piston will move upwards. While moving upwards, it will be chasing out those burnt gases in the cylinder through this exhaust valve. So we shall see that the exhaust or burnt gases will move out through the exhaust valve. So that's how the engine runs. It runs in strokes. One first is intake stroke, completion stroke, power stroke, and exhaust stroke.
So
That's what I had for you.
so adding some. So the guy has talked about the strokes. The power stroke is the stroke that which maintain engine to run. That power stroke, that is the stroke which maintain vehicle to move from one place to another. Because power stroke, where we are seeing that stroke, where we see the mixtures of fuel and air ignited or fired in the cylinder. So it is for power stroke which maintain engine to run or idle during idling. That is it. I'm going to crank this engine to see how it operates. Right now, we are trying to connect this engine to operate. We are getting this distributor is having positive and negative wires. The negative will goes to the body of the vehicle. The positive will goes to positive terminal of a battery. Even starter motor has positive and negative. Its negative will goes to negative terminal of a battery. Then the positive will goes to positive terminal, combining with the positive of coming from distributor. So there is another wire for positive, which is coming from negative terminal of a battery to again body of a vehicle. So we are trying to connect them to see how it operates. This is our tank. This is our petrol filter. So as I stated, this is a return. This is our return. So to see whether this locker arm, when it is cranking, that is moving. These are our locker arms. They move together with push rods. When the camshaft rotates, the camshaft will the cam lobe which is on camshaft inside there will push the tappet. The tappet will push this push rod, and this push rod will push also locker arm to grip with valve tip. Then inside the cylinder, the valve will open or close. So we are going to see how they moving. So let us go. So how this pallet. going to crank this engine to see how it operates. Right now we are trying to connect this engine to operate. We are getting this distributor is having positive and negative wires. The negative will goes to the body of the vehicle. The positive will goes to positive terminal of a battery. Even starter motor has positive and negative. Its negative will goes to negative terminal of a battery. Then the positive will goes to positive terminal, combining with the positive of coming from distributor. So there is another wire for positive, which is coming from negative terminal of a battery to again body of a vehicle. So we are trying to connect them to see how it operates. This is our tank, this is our petrol filter. So as I stated, this is a return. This is our return. So to see whether this locker arm, when it is cranking, that is moving. These are our locker arms. They move together with push rods. When the camshaft rotates, the camshaft the cam lobe which is on camshaft inside there will push the tappet. The tappet will push this push rod, and this push rod will push also locker arm to grip with valve tip. Then inside the cylinder, the valve will open or close. So we are going to see how they moving. So let us go. So how this pallet. Bwebanga emotoka nga bandetedde emotoka nga tetambulangako, kyenyinza otandikirako, nyinza tandikira ku charging system, nyinza tandikira ku battery yaayo eri mu mbeera ki, kuliko omuliro oba tekuli, yo ekola oba tekyasobola kustowalinga voltage. Awo nenkebirako ku alternator, yo eri etya nagitestinga. So awo nsobola nkeberako ne ku mipira gyayo, tire pressure inside the tire ali atya, mulimu omukka, kubanga mu maintenance y'emmotoka bye tusookera nnyo ku battery eri mu mbeera ki, ne tukebera ku mazzi ku mazzi mu radiator gali ku level ki, nenkeberako ku oil ali mu mbeera ki mu yingini, soka nkebera ku oil wa yingini ali mu mbeera ki, ali wansi oba ali waggulu. Nkeberako ne ku components endala nga eziri ku yingini, nga yingini esobola okubeera nga ya petrol oba diesel. Kati ngene eya petrol sobola okukeberako ku gundi ku spark plugs zino ziri mu mbeera ki, naye nga namaze dda okukebera battery ekola oba tekola, kubanga battery yange esobola okuba nga eriko omuliro nga yingini ekurankinga naye ng'epipira. Kati ekiva mu ekyo esobola okuba nga epipira, ebireetera emmotoka okupipira bingi, naye bye tulina osookerako nga makanika, kyolina osookerako osooka n'olowooza ku mafuta mwegali oba temuli, oba mulimu matini oba essempewo, olowoozaawo ku plugs zino ezisuula ezookya spark plugs. Osobola okuba nga spark plug emu ya number 1 oba number 2 nga teyokya. Kitegeera ntya? Battery yange mba nkizudde nti kuliko omuliro, nzira nkurankinga yingini eba ekurankinga naye ng'eri weak, nga terina maanyi bulungi. Kati nenda nkebera ku buli spark plug nga nkebera ng'eri mu kulaninga. Spark plug gyenjijamu yingini netakyusa sound. Spark plug gyenjijamu yingini netakyusa, kati ngeno spark plug ya number 1 gyenjijamu yingini netakyusa sound, kitegeeza spark plug teyokya nfu. Bwenjijamu endala nekyusa sound, kitegeeza eyokya. Kati emmotoka eyo nsobola ogikeberako ku bintu nga nozo zaayo, nenkebera ku beloti yaayo, kuba beloti esobola okuba nga ziri weak oba nga zakutuka oba nga aleegulukuka nga yeetaaga kuleegamuuko. Byebyo byennyinza okukebera singa baba bampadde emmotoka ng'erudde okukolwako, kubanga ekisinga obukulu kya kukebera yingini eri mu mbeera ki, ebisigadde oboolyawo kiyinza okubeera nga bagimperedde nga ngisanze wantu ng'ebadde tewali garagi, tewali byuma byetaagisa, nga nina osooka n'enkola maintenance esooka nsobole ogitwala ku garagi ewali service esingako. Yingini ekozesa, kati njawula bwe nti yingini ekozesa amafuta, ekozesa petrol to differentiate between diesel engine and petrol engine. Petrol engine, first of all, petrol engine has carburetor or common fuel rail, yet diesel engine has injector pump. Petrol engine has spark plugs. The other diesel engine has heater plugs. Petrol engines, they allow petrol engines inlet manifold, inlet valve allow the mixture of air and fuel to enter the cylinder, whereas diesel engine inlet valve allows air only to enter the cylinder. So that is the difference between diesel engine and petrol engine and diesel engine. bwebanga emmotoka nga bandeetedde emmotoka nga tetambulangako, kyenyinza otandikirako, nyinza tandikira ku charging system, nyinza tandikira ku battery yaayo eri mu mbeera ki, kuliko omuliro oba tekuli, yo ekola oba tekyasobola kustowalinga voltage. Awo nenkeberako ku alternator yo eri etya nga ngitestinga. So awo nsobola nkeberako ne ku mipiira gyayo, tire pressure inside the tire.
My name is Kamlegia Basiru. Nti ensonga gye ngenda kwogera ku ntambula ya oiro, engeri gyatambula mu yingini yaffe muno. Oiro tugamba nti tuleeta oiro waffe omupya, tuyina fira cap. Tuyina fira cap ke kasaanikira kanene. Tuyina fira cap ke kasaanikira kaffe kanene kasangibwa ku top cover wano ku cylinder head. Wano wetusumulula then ne tuyiwamu oiro waffe. Oiro nakkirira wansi mu oiro stamp. Oiro stamp eno tuyinayo wansi gye tuyita draining plug. Draining plug eyo wetusumulula nga tukola ki, tugyamu oiro ono gwe tusanzeemu omukadde ne tuteekamu omulala. Tuyinamu ne oiro strainer. Oiro strainer eyo omugaso gwayo esengejja oiro, then oiro oyo pampu senga ebeera emukubye n'ayambuka ng'ajja mu oiro filter eno, oiro oyo aba agenda kukosa ebyuma binene ebibeera munda okuba nga bisobola okukola ki, okwerya. Oiro ono pampu wemukuba n'ayambuka n'ajja mu oiro filter, oiro filter eno egenda musengejja. Wemala omusengejja then agende mu oiro gallery. Wava mu oiro gallery agende buli kitundu kyonna ekisaanidde okuba nga kisobola okukola ki, otuukibwako oiro nga piston, valve na buli kyuma kyonna kyonna ekirala ekiri omwo munda. Amannya agange nze Kamlegia Basiru era bye byensobodde obbannyonnyolako nga ndi mwana muyizi wa wano ku Mwerere Community Vocational Training Center, nviira Kasanda District, Kikandwa, ekyalo Makalizo, era ntumirako maama wange, taata, jjajja, bonna mbatumiddeko, jjajja musajja. Ekyanneegombesa koosi eno, jjajja yali makanika w'amagaali, kati nga neegomba nnyo abantu bonna be nalabanga ku kyalo okwo nga bakanika emmotoka. Nabalabanga naye ndaba nga ebintu bye basumulula binneegombesa okuba nga nange nsobola okukola ki, okubikwatako. Ne ntegeera nti emmotoka yange efudde kino eno, nisobola okuba nga kijja kunnyambako okukola ki, okutegeera ekintu ekyo. Bannaaye mwenna abampuliriza mbatumiddeko na bonna.
And I'm a student here at Mwerere Community Vocational Training Center. I'm going to talk about what can cause engine overheating. One of the things which can lead to engine overheating is inoperative fan. This fan you see here may not be working properly, so that can lead to engine overheating. Second, lack of coolant in the radiator, although we don't have it here, but once you have little coolant in your radiator, your engine may overheat. Third one is carbon deposits on valve seats. We have valves inside here, on the cylinder head. They may be having carbon deposits on their seats. Fourth one, distorted cylinder head gasket. On this cylinder head here, there is a gasket here, although you may not see it, but your gasket may be distorted or worn out. We have worn out cylinder head. Cylinder head may also be worn out or distorted, which can lead to leakage of compression. Another one is clogged radiator tubes. I already told you that we don't have our radiator here, but that radiator has tubes. So, and those tubes provide passage for water. Those tubes may be clogged. So, those are
How do you know that your battery is working when the alternator is not working? So to prove that my alternator is not working, there will be battery discharge, of which battery discharge, whereby when the battery losing voltage each and every time when it comes to crank the engine. So that one, it may be a signal that my alternator is not working. Inside the alternator, we have a instrument, a part which is called cutout. That cutout, when it is fault, it will not. When that cutout is fault, it will not. The battery will discharge the voltage, or the battery will lose voltage when the cutout is faulty. That cutout, its function is to regulate it regulates the flow of voltage, the flow of current, which goes to battery. So when another one, we shall see there on the dashboard, we shall see a signal on the dashboard. There will be a sign of a battery on the dashboard. There will be a sign of battery on the dashboard, implying that the system of charging system, there is a problem somewhere. We all we all know that when you crank the engine, those lights. We all know that when you crank the engine, those lights on the dashboard, all of them, they should turn off. But when one sign or one light remains on the dashboard, meaning that there is a problem in that system. So another one, it may be faulty diodes inside the alternator. Those diodes, its purpose to prevent the backflow of current, meaning that when the backflow, when the diodes fails to play its role, that one may be a sign, maybe even a sign to show that my alternator is not working, or fuse. So that's what I can say about the alternator and the
My name is Samba Vincent from Mwererwe Training Center katika Vule. I'm going to talk how to maintain our car. Okay, let me use English. Let me use Luganda, I'm sorry. Emmotoka yaffe engeri gy'oyinza ogikolako maintenance okulaba nga osobola okubeera naye ebbanga eppanvu oba okwewala obubenje. Bw'oba nga ozuukuse ku makya ng'olina olugendo lwe weetegekera okutambula, osooka n'okeberako ku bintu bino wammanga, so okwewala obubenje n'emmotoka yaffe osobola ogiwangaaza. Sooka okebereko ku mipiira olabe oba we wagirese jjo we giri. Keberako ku driving mirror olabe oba terina buzibu bwonna. Keberako ku filter, keberako ku nseke z'amafuta, okebereko oba terina leakage ya oil yonna. Okebereko ku oil oba tatambudde. Keberako ku steering pump oba okebereko ku steering fluid olabe. Keberako mu braking system, gendako ku reservoir. Reservoir ke kantu akasangibwa ku master cylinder awo ku dashboard, kumpi ne dashboard. Keberamu olabe oba fluid, brake fluid owa braking system mwali. Keberako ku clutch, braking ku clutch fluid olabe oba mwali. Keberako ne mu bifo woolaba nga wasaanidde okebera, so okwetegekera olugendo olulungi olaba nga buli kimu kiri well organized. Kulankinga gireke kwa idle, genda osooka obeeko byokola ebirala ng'okunaabako mu maaso, okusenya n'okukola ebirala, kunywa kacaayi, then zikiza ng'omaze okwetegekera buli kimu naawe kennyini okwetegeka, then ddamu okulankinge oba ositaatinge yingini yaffe osimbule. Sigadde nze Samba Vincent mbadde nsomesaako oba mpabulamu gwe omuwuliriza oba gwali eyo yenna omulabi engeri gy'oyinza okukuumamu emmotoka yaffe oba yingini yaffe nga nnamu n'okwewala akabenje. Batumiddeko mwenna abandaba ku TV ne bakadde bange mbeebaza akasente ke munteereddeyo, nange mbakakasa nti ndi ku ekyo ekyandeeta era obudde bwonna satifikeeti yange ngifuna mu bino ebyandeeta okusoma.
By the name Senyonjo William Collins, and I'm a student from Mwerere Community Vocational Training Center. I want to describe how the ignition system of a vehicle is. The ignition system of a vehicle, in that system, it composes of some components starting from the battery. We shall go from the battery to the switch, from the switch to the fuse, and from the fuse to the ignition coil. In the ignition coil, there are some windings by which we have primary and secondary windings, and from the ignition coil we have a condenser. From there we shall go to the low tension leads, which will lead us to the distributor, and this is our distributor here. The distributor, it is called so because it distributes electricity or current to the spark plugs at the required period of time. From the distributor The electricity will come from the distributor through the high tension leads to the spark plugs, and from the spark plugs the plug will burn the mixture of fuel and air at the right time.